of a loser or naive person. It turned serious. While glaring at the bodyguard, he said, "It's just a lie. I didn't see it in my dream." Hearing this, Heavenly Demon had a serious face as he asked if Ryu didn't see it in his dream, how he knew all the lottery numbers and knew Bitcoin would rise. Ryu paused for a moment, thinking that this is the only way to convince Heavenly Demon and get him on his side. Then Ryu, with a serious face and tone, said that it's his first time revealing this to anyone. Even his little brother doesn't know about it, but he has no other choice but to reveal it. As Ryu was telling all this, the bodyguard and Heavenly Demon were just listening with silent curiosity. Then, sitting like a king, holding both his hands with a mischievous smile, his whole body started to glow blue, and his eyes also started glowing blue. He explained that he has the skill Ruin of Future, and by using it he can see what will be happening in the future. Hearing this, the bodyguard and Heavenly Demon were stunned, with their mouths open. They didn't say anything for a few moments, trying to process what they had just heard, and Ryu just sat there, smiling. Now, Heavenly Demon and the bodyguard, after realizing what they just heard with their eyes wide, thought, "How is this possible? What kind of explanation is this?" Then Heavenly Demon, now a little panicked, asked Ryu, "Is Ryu being serious? Is Ryu telling the truth?" Ryu still confidently explained, "Yes, I am telling the truth. Why would I lie about something this ridiculous?" Heavenly Demon then asked, "That means Ryu found out the winning lottery number using his skill, Future Sight." Ryu, now with a polite tone and warm body language, extending his hand, explained, "That is correct. The reason I invested the 60 billion lottery winnings in Bitcoin is because I knew the Bitcoin price would rise. I saw it using my Future Sight. Only a pighead would put all 60 billion on Bitcoin just because they saw it in a dream." Heavenly Demon had a doubtful face and curiously asked Ryu, "If Ryu doesn't mind, can Ryu use his skill right now and tell what Heavenly Demon's future will be like? What will happen after a few hours, for example, so that the doubt can get cleared?" He still found it hard to believe what Ryu was saying. Ryu, hearing this, thought that as he had the inner thought skill, he could easily tell what would happen after a few minutes or hours by reading Heavenly Demon's mind. However, he was not going to do it because if he did, things would get complicated. Heavenly Demon would be calling him all the time, asking for predictions, and it would create many more problems. Heavenly Demon turned his gaze toward the bodyguard, and with a deadly look, he asked the bodyguard what Ryu was telling. Same building, same hotel. He commanded the bodyguard to explain what Ryu was talking about. The bodyguard, still panicked and with a nervous face, explained that 2 months ago, Mr. Ryu moved into the house just below the floor where Miss Ah-Rin was living. Ryu intervened, saying that after getting his skill, Future Sight, just a few days later, Ryu moved into the house below Ah-Rin's and asked them to think why. Hearing this, Heavenly Demon got a little worked up, and raising his voice toward the bodyguard, he asked why the bodyguard was telling him this now. The bodyguard wouldn't say anything, and he started to fumble. As Ryu casually enjoyed his delicious breakfast, Heavenly Demon started to look at Ryu slightly differently and went into deep thinking mode. He began connecting all the dots, considering that if Ryu had known that his company would rise in the future, he might have moved into the same building where the bodyguard was living. Heavenly Demon thought that things might also be a pure coincidence, and just because Ryu moved into the same building as the bodyguard, it couldn't confirm that Ryu could indeed see the future. Ryu, with a mischievous smile, said, "Then, seeing Heavenly Demon's skeptical face, it seemed like he still didn't believe that Ryu could see the future. Then, Ryu dropped yet another bomb of information, saying, "I know one more thing. The hotel we are in right now, Heavenly Demon, is the owner of this place, right? And not only this, Heavenly Demon is the eldest son of the Oh-Sung Company, and he runs the company so that he could gain the acknowledgement of his father by growing his company. Am I correct?" Hearing all this, the bodyguard's mental wires seemed to break. Furious, he stood up from his chair and started yelling at Ryu, demanding to know who was behind him and pulling the strings. He emphasized that only Heavenly Demon's father and close relatives knew this information, and it was a top-secret matter that no one else should be aware of. Once again, Heavenly Demon maintained his cool and calm tone, asking the bodyguard to calm down. The bodyguard then apologized to Heavenly Demon, saying he was really sorry, though he still wore an angry expression. Heavenly Demon sat there silently, still deep in thought. After a while, Heavenly Demon, with a serious expression and maintaining his cool tone, said, "Ryu is correct, and all the information that Ryu told is correct, but it's still not enough to convince me that he can see the future. By seeing the future, Ryu could have obtained this information from those close relatives, and there's also an uncle of his who doesn't want Heavenly Demon to succeed, so he might be behind all of this. Yes, at this point, Heavenly Demon is suspecting that Ryu